the stocks on Solana will go up even more than Bitcoin. We're already in an altcoin season. It has already started. People don't believe me, but just you wait. The danger with these companies, everyone is basically copying the MicroStrategy formula, which is to create company treasury for Bitcoin or Solana. They hold lots of Bitcoin and they issue shares, issue more shares, hold more Bitcoin, sell more bonds, raise more debt. Whether it's using equity or debt, they just hold more Bitcoin. And I've shown this to you guys. So today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 stocks that actually do this with Solana. They have a strong potential to outperform Metaplanet and MicroStrategy. First one is CYFRF. It's on the over-the-counter market right now. It's actually not trading in the New York Stock Exchange right now. And we can see it makes giant moves. Last year around September 2024, when it announced, they've went from, look at this, 14 cents to $4. That's a 30x run. Solana since then has only done a 2x run, but they've done a 30x run. If we can get it on the pullback, I think around here, $2.40. $2.40 to $2.30. Anyways, just below $2.50 here, somewhere around there. If we can get it on a pullback, if Solana does a 2x from here, say it goes 360, just break the new all-time high, MicroStrategy can actually do probably a lot more than 3x, because we've seen this work on MicroStrategy and we've seen this work on Metaplanet. What is MicroStrategy? It's a Canadian company that's rebranded as MicroStrategy in 2024. Focuses on accumulating Solana as a treasury asset. It's basically doing exactly what MicroStrategy is doing. It issues debt, these bonds, but they're shorter term, so they're called notes, convertible notes, $500 million to purchase more so. Now it's trying to apply for a NASDAQ listing. There's a very important difference though between Bitcoin treasuries and the Solana treasuries. And here's the difference. Most people think, okay, it's just a copycat to MicroStrategy. It's much more than that. The reason why it's different is because, remember in the good old days when there was no ETF for Bitcoin, a lot of the big companies on Wall Street cannot legally buy Bitcoin because it's a new asset. The SEC doesn't give them clear regulations. If they use shareholders' money, if they use public funding to buy Bitcoin, then they could be in a lot of legal trouble. So what they do is they buy a stock called MicroStrategy, which holds Bitcoin. It's like if you're buying Bitcoin into a Bitcoin ETF, except it's not a Bitcoin ETF. It's called MicroStrategy. It's a stock. You can buy that, right? That's legal. So now the same thing's happening with Solana. Solana has a number of applications to have its ETF listed, but Solana is not listed as an ETF on any of the Wall Street exchanges. So therefore, these 3 Solana treasuries then acts like an ETF for Solana, which Wall Street companies can buy without breaking the regulations of the SEC. That's why things like MicroStrategy are appealing to them. Second difference. Now, Bitcoin, as we know, doesn't pay interest or a yield, but Solana does. Ethereum yield by staking is something like 2.7%. Solana staking yields is somewhere between 5 to 8%. 5 to 8%, that's quite high. Whilst Michael Saylor has to figure out how does he pay the interest on the bonds that he issues, the yield, the Solana issuers have lesser of a challenge because they already get 5 to 8%. Staking Solana and become a validator node or becoming multiple validator nodes, and they get paid, which pays off the interest and the yield on the bonds they issue. So I'm not saying they're lesser risky, I'm just saying they have this mechanism. Of course, we all know Solana moves a lot more volatile than Bitcoin. So by that measure, it is more risky. Okay, now let's get on to the second stock that actually does this, DFDV. It's actually listed on the NASDAQ. It used to be called something else like Genover. Now it's changed its name to literally be called DeFi Development Corporation. Look at this. Look at it. This is the effect becoming Solana Treasury has on the market. Market cap, it's only 148 mil. Solana is like 100 billion ballpark, so this is still quite small. But then again, you're not trying to catch up to Solana. You're just trying to accumulate Solana. If we get a pullback somewhere like here, $78, $77, looks like a topping tail, right? Might be a good place to pick it up and then go for a run. It's a commercial property licensing company. Now it's shifted to being a Solana treasury. Everybody's copying MicroStrategy. It raised 42 mil to acquire Solana tokens, which is currently valued at 60 mil Solana. It's probably gone up a bit more since then. It also does the validator staking on Solana, as I was telling you guys about. You can see that as soon as it announced, it went from $2.30 up to $23 or so at its high. So like a 10x run. Strangely, it's pulling back, unlike the other ones, which are near its highs. The company has over 60 mil in cash reserves for additional Solana purchases. It's staking them as well for staking revenue. So it's actually still, it's got some cash. If Sol can do a 2x from here, run to 360, then this could easily do much more than a 2x. That's how these treasuries of cryptos work. There is a big danger with a lot of these coins. They hold something that is very volatile. When Bitcoin is going up, when Solana is going up, their stock should do 3, 4, 5, 6 more X's than the coin they're holding. But if these coins are going down, if Solana and Bitcoin goes down 30 to 50% in the next bear market, then they go down much more than Bitcoin and Solana. So that's what we have to be careful about. This is not an investment at all. It's not financial advice. These are speculative. Then Solana as an altcoin still haven't had a proper altcoin season, a real altcoin season run yet. What if Solana hits $500, $600, $700? What if? Then the Solana treasuries being smaller than Bitcoin treasuries would have an even bigger run. So that's the theory.